Hello friends, welcome to Social Studies for J.S.S.1. Today we'll be looking at the topic Social Environments, Secondary Group. Let's take a quick look at our lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the types and structure of secondary social group. Also, we'll be looking at the roles and responsibilities of members. Now, let's begin with the meaning of secondary social group. Secondary social group can be defined as a large number of people who are not related to one another but came together to achieve a common goal. Remember, primary social groups are those that are related or have something in common, but in secondary social group, they are not related but they have come together to achieve a common goal. Now we'll continue by looking at the types and structure of secondary social groups. We have a number of them here. We have the trade union, the schools, the churches, clubs, industries, political parties, pressure groups, voluntary organizations such as the Red Cross Society and Boys Brigade. So we'll discuss them one after the other. Let's start with the trade union. The trade union is also called the labor union or association of workers in a particular trade, industry, or company, created for the purpose of securing improvements in either their pay, benefits, working conditions, or social and political status through a collective bargain. Next, we'll look at the school. They also have a collective aim of coming together, which is either to learn for the students or for the teachers to teach the students or to earn a living. Next, we look at the churches, where a number of people come together to worship. Looking at clubs, club is an association dedicated to a particular interest or a particular activity. It's an organization constituted to play matches or sports in the aspect of sport, like those when you hear football clubs. Next, we'll look at industries. Industries are a group of productive enterprises or organizations that produce or supply goods and services or sources of income. We also have the political parties, where each set of parties come together for a common goal or common interest. We have the pressure groups, such as the National Union of Teachers and so on. The voluntary organizations that are set up also to help the community, to help individuals, to teach them about their health and so on, such as the Red Cross Society of Nigeria, the Boys Brigade, and so many more. So here we have some pictorial representations of the secondary social group. Here we have the church. As you can see, a number of people together to worship God. We also have a representation of the classroom stroke school, where you have teacher and students all there to learn. Finally, it's football team working together to achieve a common goal. Now, let's look at the structure of secondary social group. The membership of the secondary social group cuts across the membership of primary groups. That is, it is a mixture of people with different social background. For example, a political party is made up of people from different tribes in the country, such as the Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, and so many more, to make up a particular political group or party. The membership is large, that is, there are usually many, so many. Membership is also voluntary and less permanent, that is, members can withdraw membership at any time. Now, let's look at the influence of social environment on human being. Earlier, we've learned how the physical environment influences the human being. We said our environment always influences us, be it the social or the physical environment. Now, a person may change the type of food he eats if he lives outside his cultural area. For example, a Yoruba man may start eating tuwo in Kaduna State if he has to relocate there. The quality of leader, either in a family, organization, local state, or federal government, is influenced by the social environment. A person in bad company may also be influenced by the practice of such company, such as stealing, drug abuse, prostitution. A typical example is of a child who is sent to school, perhaps a boarding school, and then he mixes up with some set of bad company. Such child tends to also execute such behaviors like stealing, drug abuse, prostitution, and so on. So our environment, our social environment, can influence us either positively or negatively. The same way our environment influences us, we can also influence our environment. So let's look at how man influences his social environment. So, an educated person can enlighten the people on the issue of sanitation and hygiene. Public figures such as politicians, musicians can influence the way people dress, positively or negatively. That is, people tend to copy the way these people dress. Man has also influenced his social environment negatively by the high rate of crime, immorality, child abuse, religious violence, spreading of rumors, and malicious affairs. This is an example of a political representative addressing a crowd. So there are so many people who look up to these political leaders and are influenced by their behaviors either positively or negatively. With all of that being said, we'll come to a closed session by going through these evaluations. What is secondary social group? List for examples or types of secondary social groups. Highlight 2 ways by which social environment influences man. Finally, mention 2 ways you can influence your social environment. With this, we have come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much. It's always fun to have you here. Bye and have a great time. See you soon.